I woke up in a cold sweat, my heart pounding. It was the dreaded week again, the time when Rosebelt High turned into a nightmarish realm of horror. Each day, like clockwork, a student would vanish from the depths of the hallways, their fate sealed in a twisted ritual meant to appease the soul of the demon that haunted us. The memories of the previous year's horrors flooded my mind, but I couldn't dwell on them for long. This nightmare had become our reality, and the fear of being the next victim consumed my every thought. The first student to vanish, I still remember the chilling scene. Their lifeless body, cut into pieces, was grotesquely displayed, upside down and hanging on the walls of the hallways, a macabre warning of the horrors to come. The second student disappeared while desperately searching for answers in the gym. Their footsteps echoed in the empty space, but they were swallowed by the darkness, leaving no trace behind. The demon's grip tightened with each passing day, its appetite growing insatiable. The third student, accompanied by their terrified girlfriend, fell victim to the demon's wrath. In a horrifying display of power, the demon snatched their head right before her eyes, leaving her in a state of shock and anguish. The raw pain of witnessing such a grotesque act was etched into her soul forever. The fourth student met a horrific fate in the bathroom. As she stared into the mirror, her reflection turned sinister, dragging her into its twisted realm. Helplessly, she was pulled into the mirror's depths, her screams echoing in the empty room. All that remained was a shattered reflection and the chilling emptiness of her absence. The fifth student, trapped within the confines of her own dreams, experienced a gruesome death. The demon invaded her subconscious, turning her own imagination against her. In a surreal nightmare, her mind became a blood-soaked canvas, as her own dreams became a nightmarish reality. Her body, lifeless and disfigured, with eyes exploding and a severed tongue, bore witness to the horror she had endured. The sixth student, desperate to escape this nightmare, made a final dash towards the front door of the school. But the nightmare had other plans, luring him into a cursed loop. The labyrinthine halls shifted and twisted, trapping him within his worst fears. A pack of hellish spiders, hungry and relentless, devoured him whole, leaving nothing but bloody bones in their wake. And then, the seventh day approached, the climax of this nightmare. As the clock ticked closer to midnight, we found the last student hanged in the middle of the backyard. Suspended in the air, her limbs contorted and folded, her body disintegrated into nothingness. Her eyes wept blood, an eerie sight that burned into our memories, a testament to the demonic force that held us captive. Now, as I stand here, one of the few remaining students, the weight of their deaths and the impending doom suffocates me. The halls of Rosebelt High School are a twisted labyrinth, and the soul demon's hunger shows no signs of abating. Each day brings us closer to the final sacrifice, a grim fate that looms over us like a specter. Haunted by the chilling memories of my friends' demises, I navigate the halls with trepidation, never knowing when my time will come. This nightmare, this ritual, has consumed our minds and drained our souls, leaving behind a profound sense of loss and despair. As the days pass and the final hours draw near, I can only hope for a glimmer of salvation, a way to break free from this cycle of torment. But deep down, I fear that our fates are sealed, that Rosebelt High will forever be cursed by the demon's insatiable hunger.